With episode 5 of Halo, the series, Paramount Plus may have actually, by accident, given us a great episode. A broken streaming series is right twice a day. Isn't that how the phrase goes?
Von Job Vlog.
But before we get into that, check out my friends over at CalderaLab.com. Their clinically proven skincare line is the best in the league. Check out the Good Serum, the Clean Slate Facial Cleanser, the Base Layer Moisturizer, and this mask known as the Deep. And you can use my promo code FRY15 to save 15% at checkout. Now, Reckoning doesn't start off great. We have a lot of the same problems we've had throughout the season. A lot of filler, a lot of talking, a lot of hanging out with Quan, right? Because if a movie is life with the boring parts cut out, then a streaming series is those boring parts. Oh, freedom fighter hanging out with Soren. Evidently, that amazing future tech motorcycle has broken down in the desert. Soren ditches her to go get some other transportation, cuffs her to said bike, and she struggles with it. I like how her water bottle kind of gets kicked out of the way, and she's like, Quan, ha. So she actually says her full name in angst. Oh, left alone, Quan is going to move the bike, inch through the desert. Oh, but maybe some bugs, predatory bugs come and get her, but we don't get to see that. Alas, when Soren returns, Quan kind of tricks him, gets the jump on him, points a gun at him, and we could give two shits if she fires or not. Because let's be totally real here. Soren is a surrogate father figure for Quan, filling in as proxy to John 117. If this were any other streaming series, if you change the name of the characters, you make the Warthog look like a Jeep Wrangler, you make the Spartans into ninjas, you wouldn't think this had anything to do with Halo whatsoever. And it would be about the main guy, the Mandalorian, taking care of said series version of Baby Yoda. Meanwhile, at the dig site, the UNSC wants to get that giant crystal up. We got Dr. Halsey working on it, finally has an encounter with her daughter, who she can't give a glance. We have been spending a lot of time showing how Dr. Halsey treats humans as disposable experiments. Jen Taylor has the voice of an angel, but I don't really care for this version of Cortana, playing it up as the intern Cortana from Halo Infinite. Naive, not assertive. We're introduced to OG Cortana as a boss bitch, and we don't quite get that here. Chief takes issue with Kai dyeing her hair, realizing that indicates she removed her emotion control pellet, and reprimands her. Oh, and John also realizes and even reports to Captain Keyes that he was being lied to by Halsey. She knew of him when he was a kid, when his parents were still alive. Captain Keyes kind of blabs. And as John is going to confront Dr. Halsey, Cortana jumps in and shuts him down. And so thus far, Cortana has not done great things for John on the battlefield, none of that. Creeper lab assistant uses a laser to try to get the keystone. They call it a keystone still, even though it's bigger than the previously mentioned keystone. Get it out of the crystal, and that gives the Coveys the signal, and they are inbound. Cortana actually says slipstream rupture to Chief, kind of being useful for the first time. Gives like a 5-second warning that there's going to be an epic battle. And I think that this set piece here just lives up to the hype that any of us ever had. We've got Jackals with swords. Please don't give the games any ideas. We've got a grunt jacking a Warthog in a failed bid to alert the UNSC of Mackey's trap. Yeah, John just straight executes Flip Yap. We even get to see a Needler turn a Marine into red mist. Now, this episode is directed by the director of Battle Los Angeles, who used to date a friend of mine. Well, ex-friend, a frenemy. Silver Team does their best to try to get the big keystone off this rock. They gotta try to get to the Pelican that Amanda Keyes is in. Oh, but it's under fire. There's just chaos everywhere. Banshees are splattering fools. Hell, Chief even jacks a Banshee and maybe inadvertently flies it into a dropship. As the dust is beginning to settle, the keystone is right there within reach, but oh hell, here comes a brute, and he's got a giant-ass gravity hammer. This could be Tartarus. That said, Halo 2 Anniversary cutscene Tartarus all day long. Oh, he takes off with the keystone, and Maki is giving some instructions, make it look good. She falls from the ship with a escape pod, and she's like, oh no, I'm going to give some spiel about how I escaped to this ship, and I was captive on it, and you had their attention during the battle. I was able to slip away. Oh yeah. I want episode 6 to start with Cortana saying her breathing pattern indicates that she is lying, Chief. Execute her now. But Ryan Johnson isn't writing this, is he? And as much as I want Soren and Quan to die off camera, trying to go back to the home planet that needs them, I think that they are about to encounter the Mystics, who are going to have some kind of, albeit tedious, loose, and derivative connection to the Halo ring. And this is going to have to get them reunited with Chief, because at some point this is going to have to be about humanity versus Covenant. And the faster we can wrap up or forget about the freedom-fighting subplot, the better. What did you guys think of episode 5 of the Halo series on Paramount Plus? Let me know in the comments below. I just thought this episode was so exciting, I wanted to have a video out day 1, rather than do 2 episodes in a video.
If you appreciate a YouTube channel that doesn't just pad out content to get to the 8-minute mark so that it can hammer you with ad breaks, then you should subscribe to my son's channel. You just got done watching it.